Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Know Before You Go webinar for IPF. My name is Michelle Smith. I'm the marketing director here at Oceanic Network, and we've prepared a presentation to help you prepare for the event in Virginia Beach, April 28th to May 1st, happening in just a few short weeks. We're very excited to see you. Our goal today is to share some tips on how to prepare for the event, how to get ready to make sure you can take advantage of all the great content. We will go over some logistics you should be aware of, and then go over the agenda. We do have time for questions at the end, so as our speakers are going through all the content, please feel free to drop in your questions into the chat, and we will do our best to get to all of them at the end. Okay, so let's get started. First up, if you are new to IPF and Oceanic Network, I just wanted to share an overview. So the International Partnering Forum is our annual global offshore renewable energy conference. Our goal is to bring industry and stakeholders together to advance the U.S. offshore renewable energy industry. And the goal with the conference is really to innovate, help companies innovate and diversify into new markets. We have market-leading intelligence, great speakers, and we, in addition to offshore wind, we also focus on ocean renewables, grid and transmission, and the blue economy, all with the goal of growing the U.S. and global supply chain. We offer great networking at the event, showcasing innovation, and really connecting everyone to help your company succeed in 2025 and beyond. So Oceanic Network, for those of you who don't know, we are a member-driven nonprofit. Our collaborative network advances the offshore renewable energy market and builds a robust supply chain of local companies. Our goal is to connect stakeholders across the industry. If you're not a member, I encourage you to join today. You can check out all the great benefits at oceanic.org/membership. Okay. Oh, before we get started, I also wanted to thank our host sponsors that you can see on the screen here, and all our sponsors and media partners for this event. Without their support, this event would not be possible. Okay, so let's review the basics. If you haven't registered for the event, there's still plenty of time. If you go to 2025ipf.com, all the registration options are there. If you have any questions about registration, please email registration@oceanic.org, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. As a reminder, the event is almost a full week. Programming starts bright and early Monday morning and ends Thursday afternoon, May 1st. Your registration pass is all-inclusive. It gives you access to all workshops, special programming, and receptions. Just a note that we do have a few add-on events this year. We have the Central Atlantic Supplier Fair, and the Norfolk Harbor Facility Tour, which is happening Monday, April 28th, and then the Ventus Gala, which is also an additional cost. All the details for that is at 2025ipf.com. Okay. So if you haven't booked your travel, we are offering a discount through Delta and United Airlines. All those details are on the website. I encourage you to take advantage of that discount. Our block of hotels, the discount has ended, but I encourage you to visit our website to learn about the IPF approved hotels. All hotels that are IPF approved do have shuttle service to and from the convention center, so I encourage you to book in one of those. And just looking ahead to Virginia Beach in late April and early May, the temperatures range from 70 to 75 Fahrenheit during the day and mid-50s at night. And then a reminder, the convention center can be cool, so to bring a sweater, dress in layers, and just be prepared for the week. We will also have filling stations throughout the convention center, so we encourage you to bring your own reusable water bottle. Okay, so pre-event preparation. The next few weeks are critical. We have a packed agenda. We have a lot of networking events, a lot of workshops. So we always encourage attendees to start preparing now and figure out who do you want to meet with during the conference, what companies do you want to visit in the exhibit hall. You can visit all our exhibitors on our website, look at the map, and make a plan of what you'd like to do each day. When you search our agenda, we've set it up so that you can filter and search by workshop track. You can also search for specific content in the search bar. We've tried to make it as easy as possible for you to use. We also have a speakers page that we're still adding to every day. I encourage you to visit that to see who's speaking. And like I said, plan each day. What workshops do you want to go to? What sessions do you want to attend? And try to map out your plan so you're not doing it last minute. And we've scheduled some fun breaks for you. We have fun run and yoga 2 mornings that week as well. Okay, so one of the best ways to prepare is downloading the app. We have a new Oceanic Network app this year, which we're very excited about. We have the QR codes on the screen there, or they're on our website. All the instructions are there. And using this, you can add your workshops, you can add the sessions, you can add on different events you want to attend. We'll also be adding a map of the convention center, so you can easily see where all the content will take place. And most importantly, we use the app to send notifications throughout the week. If there's a room change or an updated speaker, we'll send that all through the app. So it's very important to download that to make sure you're prepared. And we encourage you to use that throughout the week. One of the great features of the app is Win Match. And if you haven't used Win Match before, it's a one-to-one meeting tool where you can reach out to attendees who have registered, contact them to see if you'd like to set up a meeting, and set it up now in preparation for IPF. This is a great opportunity to plan ahead, get the meetings you want on the books. We do have a Win Match meeting area in the convention center in the exhibit hall lobby, but you're also free to set up meetings at local cafes or wherever you'd like to meet. Okay, and lastly, we encourage you to promote your IPF participation to let people know that you'll be there. We have a full promo kit on the website. New this year, we have some customizable graphics that you can download and add your headshot, whether you're attending or speaking or you're a sponsor. We have some sample copies, so you just copy and paste. But this is a great way to get your network excited about the event, let people know you'll be there as you start planning your schedule for the week. And with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Jordan, who will give an overview of logistics.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan Sampson, and I am the Vice President of Event Operations here at Oceanic. Today marks 18 days away from our 12th annual Partnering Forum, and I'm excited to share some important information with you. Virginia Beach is a vibrant coastal city known for its scenic boardwalk, lively oceanfront, and miles of sandy beaches. And while I like a beach as much as the next person, that is not exactly why we chose to come here. Virginia Beach is rapidly emerging as a key player in the growing offshore wind industry along the U.S. East Coast. Its unique geographical position, supportive political climate, and existing marine infrastructure are helping transform the city into a major hub for clean energy development. When we began scouting locations for IPF, we take into consideration several factors. Specifically, when choosing Virginia Beach, we considered a few things: the proximity to major offshore wind projects such as CVOW, the robust marine infrastructure, and a supportive business environment, including support from the city's Department of Economic Development. With that, we came to our decision to bring IPF to Virginia Beach. The Virginia Beach Convention Center, also known as VBCC, is located at 119th Street and is a state-of-the-art facility with an emphasis on environmental responsibility. The Convention Center has achieved LEED Gold certification in 2010, recognizing its sustainable design and operations, as well as a Virginia Green certification from the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. We will have several on-site services, including coat and luggage check, which will be available Wednesday and Thursday. And while a majority of the programming is taking place at the Convention Center, the Central Atlantic Supplier Fair, which takes place on Monday, April 28th, and the Ocean Renewable Summit, which takes place on Wednesday, April 30th, will be at the DoubleTree, which is located conveniently next to the convention center. While you're attending a conference at the Virginia Beach Convention Center or any of our offsite events, safety is always a priority. We have provided our contact inside the convention center. If there is an emergency, we encourage you to call this phone number. And then any emergency outside of the convention center, we use our standard operating procedures, which is to call 911. All of this information will be available in our on-site guide, and any of our staff is available to help you while on site. This year at IPF, we have a shuttle service that runs between our hotels and the convention center. The shuttle bus will have 2 zones, Zone 1 and Zone 2. So please be on the lookout when you arrive at your hotel for dedicated signs, as well as printouts of the schedule and the map. The shuttle bus is a great way to extend your networking opportunities, as well as arrive on time for daily events. The shuttle bus will run every 10 to 15 minutes and will run late the evening of Tuesday, April 29th for the Ventus Gala. The exhibit hall. So the exhibit hall will be open all day Tuesday and Wednesday and a half day on Thursday. The exhibit hall is a great way to discover products and services, have direct conversations with vendors, have the ability to ask questions and see demos. And the exhibit hall also offers plenty of dedicated space for networking opportunities. While on the exhibit hall, I have a few keynotes that I want to share. Our Power on Stage this year will be a cornucopia of content featuring presentations, fireside chats, our feature film, and more. I encourage you to download our app and familiarize yourself with our agenda to take advantage of all of our offerings. One of the great things about IPF is the fact that we offer coffee, breakfast, and lunch all day Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is a comprehensive schedule of where you will find all of these offerings. A few items that I want to point out is that we are bringing back our very coveted and loved espresso bar, which will be available Monday through Thursday. We will also have a secondary location on the exhibit hall. So if you are interested in cappuccinos or a nice fresh latte, I encourage you to head over to either one of those 2 spots. New this year, we also have our infused water bar. As Michelle mentioned early on, bring your water bottle, stay hydrated, and take advantage of these great offerings. We have lunch on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and a few other coffee lounges and other areas where you can pick up some refreshments. And then just a quick rundown of our meeting space at IPF. As always, we will have our Win Match meeting area. If you are interested in connecting with others, please be sure to download the app and jump into the Win Match where you can schedule appointments. While we do have a dedicated meeting area, you are welcome to meet anywhere throughout the convention center where you can find seating. Our network members have access to the member lounge, which is located on level 1 in the Tower Cafe. New this year, we have an international lounge, which is available for our delegations. We have our networking hub, our coffee lounge. We welcome all of you to visit us at the Oceanic Network booth. Come by and say hello, and then several other chairs and meetup spaces throughout the convention center. And with that, I'll hand it over to my friend and colleague, Jamie Beck.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie, and I am the Business Development and Membership Manager here at Oceanic. So as Michelle and Jordan have said, if you have not already, please be sure to download the IPF app. One of the most valuable tools in this app is the ability to schedule Win Match sessions during the conference with other attendees. So you can schedule these appointments in the days and weeks leading up to the event and during the event as well, but be sure to do so early before time slots fill up. So for our members, one of your benefits is that you can always work with Oceanic staff prior to the event to request customized data searches of our Supply Chain Connect registry of over 4,500 companies. So you can provide us with whatever parameters you wish so that we can help you optimize your B2B networking. Please be sure to reach out to me with any questions about this service. We will be having our member meeting on Monday the 28th at 5 p.m. followed by our member reception just next door at the oceanfront deck on the Marriott. We encourage all of our members to utilize our member lounge, which is located in the Tower Cafe room on level 1. Additionally, feel free to use our Oceantic Network booth as a place to relax, have impromptu meetings, or just sit and take a breather. Please reach out to me with any questions. You can reach me at membership@oceantic.org or directly at jamie.buck@oceantic.org. And with that, I would like to turn it over to our content director, Carly, who will give an overview of programming at IPF.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. As Jamie said, my name is Carly Milligan. I'm the content director at Oceantic Network, and I'm here to give you an overview of the IPF agenda. We have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. So we will begin the week with our popular tours. Unfortunately, our first tour, the Dominion Energy Tour, where folks will have the opportunity to see the CVOW pilot project, is already full. However, we do have a few spots remaining on our Norfolk Harbor Facility Tour, where you'll get to see the ports that are actively facilitating the construction of the CVOW project in Virginia. If you aren't interested in going on a tour, or you're coming in a little bit later in the day, there's still lots to do on Monday, April 28th. One of our primary programming sessions is the U.S. offshore wind market update. This is something we offered last year, and we're bringing it back again. It's your opportunity to kind of hear directly from the states as well as industry about how they are forging on and kind of a changing market environment. Taking place at the same time, just down the street at the Doubletree Hotel, is our Central Atlantic Supplier Fair. This is an exhibiting opportunity, and we do have a few booths available for those who might be available, but it's your chance to meet some of the suppliers and companies that are active and operating in the Central Atlantic market. So be sure to check this out, and this is an opportunity that is not included in your IPF registration, but we do have a few single tickets still available if you're interested in attending. Before we move on to Tuesday, I wanted to quickly highlight one of the panels taking place as part of our U.S. market update session on Monday. This is called Next Steps for States in a Changing Political Landscape. And as the title suggests, it's representatives of New York, Maine, Maryland, and Massachusetts talking through how recent federal changes and market shakeup have affected how they are pursuing their clean energy goals. So I know I'm very much looking forward to this session. On Tuesday, we will kick off with our opening plenary. This is a very big and popular event at IPF and is a bit different this year in that it's occurring on Tuesday rather than Wednesday. You'll get to hear from some of our host sponsors talking about how they are powering on with offshore wind in the US. And we'll also have remarks from Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston as well. So it should be a great one. And we'll close out Tuesday evening with our Ventus Gala. This is an annual event where we celebrate and honor industry trailblazers who are moving the industry forward, creating new technologies, and overall just really leading the way for offshore wind in the US. We also have tickets available to Ventus, but they are going fast, so be sure to take a look at that as well. On Wednesday, I'm very excited about a new offering we have called the Ocean Renewables Summit. The vision for this event is to really introduce our robust offshore wind supply chain to the emerging world of ocean renewables. And to us, that means new technologies such as wave and tidal energy, offshore solar, and so much more. Most of the folks on this webinar are already registered for IPF, and therefore you have access to walk over to the Doubletree Hotel and access the summit anytime you like. However, I should also note that if you have any colleagues in the area who aren't attending the full IPF week, we do offer tickets just to the summit itself. It begins at 8:30 with breakfast and includes lunch. And toward the end of day, you'll have the opportunity, everyone who's at the summit, to walk over to IPF to visit the exhibit hall, do some networking, enjoy happy hour, and really have the opportunity to make some new business connections and better understand the opportunities for supply chain crossover and other similar challenges that all of these technologies are facing right now. On Thursday, May 1st, we'll begin the day with our regional breakfasts. I know this is always a very popular program, and this year we're going to be taking a unique focus by looking at emerging markets, and you see them displayed on the screen here. We'll be hearing from folks who are talking about the emerging West Coast, the Gulf region, the Great Lakes, as well as Maine and Atlantic Canada, and better understand kind of what's coming out of these regions. And on Thursday, our Workforce Summit returns. This is the annual gathering of workforce development leaders and industry experts at IPF. You won't want to miss this. It begins at 9 a.m. and runs until 11:30 at IPF. We also offer individual tickets for this if folks are interested in only attending the summit. And of course, throughout IPF week from Tuesday to Thursday are our workshops. We have about 30 workshops taking place this year across a range of topics with nearly 150 speakers. So there's a lot to break down and see here. And I definitely encourage you to go to the agenda, and you can use the filtering option to sort through the different tracks that are most interesting to you. You can see the tracks displayed here in the pie chart on the right, and you can see we're covering a range of topics, largely from project installation and O&M, now that we have an operational project and more in construction, and are definitely focused on grid and transmission and policy and reg, as those are critical topics that need addressing in these days. We also have a track that's focused on port and vessel, finance and insurance, stakeholder engagement, and scientific and technical, which goes a little bit deeper into some of the more technical aspects of these topics. A quick highlight of one panel taking place. This is a special session we'll be putting on. This takes place on Tuesday in the Convention Center. It's all about unpacking the new presidential directives on offshore wind, understanding what they mean, how they might be affecting industry development, and kind of what the options are the industry has going forward. We have a star-studded panel for this one, so I definitely encourage you to add this to your agenda as you are making your plans. And finally, this year, you'll see something new when you're in the exhibit hall. That's our Power On stage. This hosts a variety of programming throughout the week, including our very popular What's New in Spinning program, where developers share project updates and talk about what procurement opportunities are coming down the pipeline. We'll also hear from international delegations as part of our Global Insights programming, where you can get a better understanding of some of the projects and technologies that are emerging overseas. And finally, we'll close out the day on Tuesday and Wednesday with our Startup Alley. This is our annual pitch competition where you'll get to hear about the best and brightest innovations emerging in the industry. So if you haven't already, please do make sure that you are registered for 2025 IPF, which if you scan this code will take you straight to the website. And I believe the link is also in our chat as well. With that, I believe we are moving on to the Q&A section of this program. So I'll give everyone a few minutes to ask some questions in the chat or via the Q&A feature, and we'll do our best to answer them. Hey, Michelle, any questions in the inbox yet?
Just one question that if we'll be sharing the recording, and yes, we will share it with attendees, but we'll also be putting it on the IPF website for people who couldn't make it today.
Wonderful.
As we wait to see if anyone has any questions, one question, Carly, that I've received in the last few weeks is people asking about the Central Atlantic Supplier Fair. They're not sure if they'll get there in time on Monday and just wondering if they can register at the door.
Yeah, absolutely. For the supplier fair, we do allow registrations at the door if you're still kind of figuring out your travel plans. That's no problem. You can also get same-day tickets to Ocean Renewable Summit and the Workforce Summit. However, please note that the tours and the Ventus Gala do require registration in advance.
Okay. And then someone's asking, in addition to sharing the recording, will we also share the PowerPoint that we shared today?
Can we make that available?
Yeah,
I think so.
we can do that.
Yeah, I can chime in here. It's all in one, so it'll be one recording that includes all of the presentation.
Okay, Jordan, this is a question for you. Attendee is wondering, they're scheduled for the Norfolk Harbor tour and asking about transportation from the hotels, or should she take a cab or Uber to the address?
Yeah, great question. The Norfolk Harbor tour, I believe, I think it's around 9. So you should be able to take the shuttle bus from the hotel over to the convention center.
Okay. Another question that's come up, can registrants access the attendee list via only the app, or is there another option? I'll just jump in here and say that yes, it's only on the app for people who've opted in to share their information. But if you're looking for a more general sense of companies attending, we do have an attending companies page on the website that you can check out.
I also see some questions about the app and how to download it. I'm going to add to the chat now a link to the page on our IPF website that tells you exactly how to download and access that information.
Okay. And then Jordan, we have another harbor facility tour question. Do we expect to finish sharply at 3 p.m. before? Just wondering, because they have a 3:30 meeting.
Right now, we are scheduled to be back to the convention center between 2:30 and 3.
Okay.
It really will just depend. We are coming from Norfolk to Virginia Beach, so it really will just depend on traffic.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Someone's asking to check the Android QR code because it seems to be the same as the Apple. We will look into that and see what's going on there and fix it as soon as possible.
I'm also seeing a question asking about how the overall rideshare experience and accessibility is in Virginia Beach. Jordan, you might be able to speak better to this, but when we did our visit last year, I remember it working quite well, but I would encourage folks to use the shuttle service as much as possible. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, great question. We have visited Virginia Beach several times, not only for other events that we have hosted, but also for site visits. And I have found that both Uber and Lyft have been very easy to utilize. Yes, we do encourage you to use the shuttle services. That's what it's there for. It's also a great way to kind of network and meet other attendees. Majority of the hotels, 9 out of 10 of them, are along the boardwalk. And then the DoubleTree is right next to the convention center. And the shuttles are running every 10 to 15 minutes. So I understand that people may have other commitments and such. So I would just use your, make your best decision based on when you need to be at the convention center.
Okay, I think we have another question just asking about how many people have downloaded our app. I believe we've got hundreds of people that have already downloaded the app. So I, again, encourage you to do it now because now's the time that everyone's making their win match meetings.
Mm-hmm. And to add to that, we actually have our own app this year. So it's the Oceantic app. So I think for those of you who may have used the CVent app last year, their instructions are a little bit different this year.
I'm not seeing any new questions come in, so last call for anybody.
I think that's it. I will say if you do have questions that come up, you can email registration@oceantic.org. And we will answer your questions as quickly as possible. Anything else, Carly, to add?
I think that's all. I'm getting excited. How about you?
Very excited. 2 weeks to go.
I see one last minute question here. This person is doing the planning for their company, but is not attending and wants to know if it's possible to get access to the app. Let us look into that on the back end. Kelly, would you be willing to drop your contact information or reach out to registration, and we can definitely help address that question. Alrighty. Well, with that, we are looking forward to seeing everyone in Virginia Beach in just a few short weeks. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.